Welcome back again, my dear brothers and sisters. So you must remember from the previous episode we started discussing the attributes of the creator, and we understood that it is not needed as well as it is not possible to discuss about all the attributes of the creator. But we must know certain attributes of the creator so that we, we can distinguish the creator from others, so that we know who the creator is. And these attributes are very few, my dear brothers and sisters. One of these attributes we have discussed in the previous episode is that the creator is one. And we also found that this idea, this knowledge that the creator is one is actually ingrained in everyone's mind. I mean, this is an idea that we all are actually born with. This is an inherent idea, this is an instinctive idea. So we are left with few more attributes to discuss, which we will do in this episode. But before I do that, let me clarify one very interesting point, and that is what? If we can't see the creator, then where do we get his attributes from? Because we can't see the creator, so where do we get his attributes from? Well, we get the attributes of the creator from the creation. I mean, by studying the creation. But how is that possible? How can we get the attributes of the creator by studying the creation? Well, this is very easy to understand. Suppose you have never seen me. You have not seen my photograph even. But if you study my work, if you study my book, for example, I'm a writer and you are reading my book, then obviously you come to know about some of my attributes. Though you don't have any idea how do I look, you don't know anything of my physical appearance, for example, you can't say what is my height, what is my complexion and everything. But you know certain things by studying my book. For example, while you study my book, you can say that I am a good writer or I am a poor writer. By studying my book, you can say that I am an intelligent writer or I am a stupid writer. I am an imaginative person, or I lack imagination. So my dear brothers and sisters, obviously you come to know about some of my attributes by studying my work, my book. Similarly, when you study this creation, the creation that the creator has created, then you come to know about some of his attributes. For example, studying this creation, we understand that he is the most intelligent. How? This is something I have discussed many a times in the previous episodes. When you study the engineering of the universe, my dear brothers and sisters, not only the whole entire universe, any component, that when you study, you find how intricately it is designed. When you see its mechanism, you find there is no flaw, there is no mistake in it. So this universe can only be created by the one who is the most intelligent. He is the most intelligent, right? We cannot even comprehend how intelligent he is. Right? Another attribute that we come to know by studying the creation is that he is the most powerful. How? Well, it is obvious. When he is the one who brought everything into existence, that means nothing can overpower him. No one can overpower him. And think about it, my dear brothers and sisters. We cannot overpower the natural forces. We cannot overpower the natural calamities. For example, tsunami, tornado, earthquake, we cannot overpower these natural forces. So if we cannot overpower these natural forces, then what about the one who has created these natural forces, my dear brothers and sisters? So it proves that the creator is most powerful. Another attribute that we come to know by studying the creation is that the creator is most merciful. How? Well, this nature is actually a vast repository of all kind of provisions that sustain countless inhabitants. And if you observe, you will find, my dear brothers and sisters, that for every species, a conducive environment is provided so that it can thrive in that environment. This can be only done by the one who is merciful. If the creator was not merciful, my dear brothers and sisters, then we would not exist. Not only us, nothing would exist, in fact. But atheists usually target this aspect of the creator. And when do they do that? When they see that they cannot counter the argument that the creator does exist, then they resort to attacking the moral aspect of the creator. So they would say what? They say that, see, if the creator is merciful, if the God is merciful, then why do we find people die in natural calamities? Why people are bereaved by immature death, by accidents, And look at the food chain that the creator has created. It is so ruthless, If you study the food chain, then you find that a living being has to kill another living being for its survival. Even if you are dependent on plant-based food, you have to kill plants. That means plants have life. So if he is merciful, then why has he created something like this? So my dear brothers and sisters, they will cite these kind of examples and they will say that the creator, the God, is not merciful. Probably you remember, I have mentioned this in the previous episode. In every discourse on the concept of God, on the concept of creator, you will find this question. The atheist will raise this question, that the creator is not merciful. So I will be actually elaborating this point a little bit. But before I do that, let me tell you that to say that the creator is not merciful, this is actually a foolish statement. Why? Because if someone says that the creator is not merciful, that means they believe that the creator does exist. But they have the argument whether he is merciful or not. But they believe in the fact that the creator does exist. So my dear brothers and sisters, once you believe that the creator exists, then you cannot rebel against him. You cannot criticize anything of him, because obviously he is the ultimate. So whom are you criticizing, my dear brothers and sisters? You are criticizing the one who is the ultimate, right? You cannot say anything negative about the one who has created everything, and you are believing that he does exist. So this is a foolish statement to say that the creator is not merciful. Now, I'll be sharing with you a few points that prove that the creator is the most merciful. So point number one, we know things by their opposites. We know things by their opposites. So you cannot actually comprehend two contrasting things unless you compare them with each other. For example, you cannot say that a land is high unless you compare it with a low land, right? So if you say this is a high land, that means you must have compared it with some low land in the surrounding. If there is no low land, then high land doesn't exist, my dear brothers and sisters. This is scientific. In science, this is called relativity. This is common sense, right? So if there is no low land, you cannot say there is a high land, because if the elevation of all the lands is equal, then it is the same flat land. You cannot say high or low, right? Similarly, my dear brothers and sisters, we cannot say what is happiness unless we have experienced sadness. So if there is no sadness, then happiness doesn't exist. You cannot appreciate or you cannot feel the charm of a moment. You cannot call a moment to be happy, to be ecstatic, unless you have experienced something sad, right? This is the divine wisdom, my dear brothers and sisters. The creator has created us with these experiences also, right? Because if there is no sadness, then happiness doesn't exist scientifically. It is the common sense. This is called relativity. Point number two, mercy is not a quantity, my dear brothers and sisters. So you cannot measure mercy. We cannot measure mercy. Yet we find some people to be more merciful than others. How do we do that? So for example, most of us, we consider our mothers to be more merciful than anyone else that we see in this world today, right? Anyone else. We find our mothers to be more merciful. How did we arrive to this conclusion that our mothers are more merciful? This is a big question, right? Because obviously this cannot be the case that our mother is always tolerant. She never said anything with asperity, She is always kind. This is not possible, my dear brothers and sisters, right? There must have been moments when our mothers have scolded us, when she rebuked us, even she punished us, right? Then how did we arrive to this conclusion that our mothers are more merciful, right? It is because, my dear brothers and sisters, we did a comparison between her mercy and sometimes, what she was stern also. Well, so this calculation obviously we didn't do using pen and paper. This is something, in our subconscious mind, always we recorded that she is, most of the time, actually she is merciful. Her frequency of being benevolent, of being merciful, is more than being, stern or harsh. And those moments when she was very harsh, my dear brothers and sisters, there is a reason for that. And this is something we came to know much later. She did that for a reason. She did that so that, we learn a lesson. She did that so that we are going to be protected. We are going to be secured. And this is something we came to know much later, my dear brothers and sisters. But the moment when she actually scolded us or punished us, we felt that she is not correct, right? We didn't feel good at all, right? But much later we came to know, okay, she did that because of this reason. Actually, she wants good for us. If you use this same analogy, my dear brothers and sisters, to analyze how merciful the Creator is, then what do you find? First of all, do that comparison thing that we did from our mother, you know. So if you compare that, how much benefit you are deriving from his creation, from the creation that the Creator has created, how much benefit you are deriving, and how much problem you had from his creation, then what do you find? Take any period of time, my dear brothers and sisters, any period of time. For example, take the last year, and now make a list that how much benefit did you derive from his creation, compare to how much problems did you have in his creation. So make a list first of all of benefit. Can you make a list of it? It is impossible. Countless benefits we have derived from his creation. Last year I'm talking about. Think about any year, any period of time in fact. For example, first of all, could you speak? Yes, you spoke. Could you eat? Could you drink? Could you walk? Could you talk? Could you see? My dear brothers and sisters, if we were to make a list of benefits that we have derived from the creation, then we cannot make any list. It's an endless list. It goes on and on. Whereas now, if you think of, how many problems have we encountered in the last year? How many natural calamities did you have in your land? Not only in your land, across the globe. How many natural calamities did we have? My dear brothers and sisters, you can count them on the fingers of your one hand. You cannot, say more than 4 or 5 natural calamities. So the list of benefit is endless, and natural calamities and the problems that we had are only, handful. So my dear brothers and sisters, is it justified to say that the Creator is not merciful? So if you do this comparison like how we did for mothers, then you understand that the Creator is the most merciful. Secondly, like in the example of the mothers I said, Creator also many a times, give us some problem, because He wants us to be on track. Maybe there is some hidden benefit in that we don't understand. Our little minds don't understand that, right? Maybe He is guiding us, right? Maybe this is He is guiding us. So this could have even some positive reason, my dear brothers and sisters, right? So we don't think in this way. My brothers and sisters, if you think deeply, then you will understand the Creator is the most merciful. And the third point that I'm going to share with you, and this is the final point, most of the troubles, my dear brothers and sisters, that we encounter today are actually invented by ourselves. We impose these troubles on ourselves, because the systems that we need for our living, all these systems are man-made systems. And we are not interested to know that whether, God has given some systems that can be implemented and we can live in that way, let alone implementing the guideline of the God. We are not even interested in whether such guidelines exist or not. We're not even interested, right? So all these systems are man-made systems, my dear brothers and sisters. And now when we are exploited by these systems, when these systems hurt us, then we blame it on the Creator. It is so ironic, right? So think about it. Systems like, we brought trouble on us by electing bad rulers. We shout saying democracy, democracy, democracy. Now think about it, majority. So if the majority is wrong, so the majority is electing someone, he will be the epitome of doing wrong. So we are electing bad rulers and then we fall into trouble. We are destroying ourselves by inventing nuclear weapons and chemical weapons. We are killing ourselves by inventing drugs and consuming drugs, right? We are manufacturing and consuming drugs. We are suffocating in this environment because we are causing pollution. So my dear brothers and sisters, everywhere we. These are man-made systems. And we are not even interested whether the Creator has given some guideline how mankind should be living. We are not even interested for that. So my dear brothers and sisters, it's an irony that we are actually causing problems to us by inventing systems ourselves, and whereas we are blaming it on the Creator. All this, my dear brothers and sisters, prove that the Creator is the most merciful. Obviously, atheists do not, analyze these things in this depth. They just cite few examples, observe nature just superficially, and they would say that the Creator is not merciful. My dear brothers and sisters, Creator is the most merciful. And similarly, there are many attributes we don't know because we have not seen the Creator. For example, how does the Creator look? As far as physical appearance of the Creator is concerned, it is very easy to understand. Even a child understands. We can conclude this by considering two conclusions that we have made so far. You can understand how does the Creator look when you consider two conclusions that we have made so far. Conclusion number one, does God exist? Yes, He exists. Conclusion number two, have I seen God? No, I have not seen God. My dear brothers and sisters, if you repeat this, does God exist? Yes, He exists. This is what we have discussed so far. God exists. Have I seen God? No, I have not seen God. Leave your spiritual figure, leave the people that you follow. You think for yourself that have you seen? No, you have not seen. So my dear brothers and sisters, if you are going to consider these two conclusions, that God exists but I have not seen Him, then can you make any image? Does anything come in your mind, my dear brothers and sisters? Any shape, size or anything? Nothing. It is a very simple thing to understand, my dear brothers and sisters. Secondly, whenever we imagine something, we cannot imagine something beyond the creation. We always imagine things within the creation. In the sense, whatever we have seen, let alone the entire creation, because we have not even seen the entire creation. Whatever we have seen, we always imagine from those things only. In this sense, our imagination is always based on the seen world, something that we have already experienced, something that we have already seen. Think about any creature that you can imagine. So if you think, okay, I can think about a creature that has 5 eyes, 10 hands and 15 legs, right? Well, this kind of creature doesn't exist. But the thing is, all the components that you have used in your imagination, these components are something that you have already seen. So you have the idea what eyes are. You have the idea what ears are. You have the idea what legs are. So all these things are from your seen world, your experience, right? You cannot think about anything, my dear brothers and sisters, which is not from your seen world. That means whatever you imagine, you always end up imagining something from the creation, not beyond the creation. No matter how weird your imagination is, like the Hollywood and Disney, but you cannot imagine something that is beyond the creation, what you have not seen. So whenever we are imagining something, we always end up imagining something from the creation. And is God from the creation or He is beyond the creation? Remember, we have spent an entire episode discussing that God is actually beyond the creation. So the one who is actually beyond the creation, how can His shapes, size or figure or anything can come in your mind, when your imagination is only restricted to the creation? Whatever you have seen, my dear brothers and sisters. Very easy example. Think about the colors. How many colors we know? We know 7 colors and their combination, their variations. If you mix them up, then also you get some more colors. Can you think of any color if you close your eyes and try to think of a color which you have not seen at all? Which is not from these 7 colors and their combinations? Impossible, my dear brothers and sisters, because your mind cannot imagine something that it has not seen. Then how can you imagine the one who is beyond the creation? Some people think, okay, then probably the Creator is formless. We should not invent any form or imagine any form. Then the Creator, perhaps He is formless. This is also a grave error. Why? Because how can you say formless? Because if you say formless also, that is also a decision that you are arriving to. How you are actually coming to that decision? If you say the Creator is formless, then remember, there are plenty of things in the nature itself, in the universe itself, which are formless. For example, energies are formless. Air is formless. So the Creator becomes like them. You are equating the Creator, with His creation. My dear brothers and sisters, the only thing that you can say for the Creator is He is unique. He is unique in His physical appearance. And not only in physical appearance, in any attribute, the Creator is actually unique. But my dear brothers and sisters, we don't follow this. We invent all kinds of things. For example, the Creator eats, the Creator sleeps, the Creator marries, the Creator procreates, the Creator fights. We say all these nonsenses for God, which we would not even, love to ascribe for ourselves, my dear brothers and sisters. These are all abominations. So, my dear brothers and sisters, we understand from these discussions that the creator is unique. This is the conclusion of this episode today. That the creator is unique, and he is not only unique in his physical appearance, he is unique in all his attributes. For example, mercy. So no one can be compared in mercy with him. For example, we can't say even our mothers are that merciful like the creator. Creator's mercy is a unique one, because even the mothers are created, right? They're the creation. They're the part of creation. So creator mercy cannot be compared. Creator's power cannot be compared. Creator's intelligence cannot be compared. His physical appearance cannot be compared. So my dear brothers and sisters, conclusion of this episode is that creator is unique, and we should not be desperate in inventing something. With this, my dear brothers and sisters, I would like to end the episode here. Thank you very much again for watching this episode. But remember, there are a few more topics that very interesting topic actually we want to discuss. So please continue watching. See you in the next episode. Take care.